Good morning to everyone. Happy Tuesday. This is a special episode of Company Culture with Yvette C. Owens. And it's actually Tuesday. I'm normally doing my podcast on Thursday mornings or sometime on Thursday I release it. Um, so I wanted to address some of the conversation that I've seen on social media platforms around transaction versus transformational leadership. And so that's why we're here this morning. So good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you and you too. Um, Give a couple of minutes for people to join in. And let me see if I can see folks on my phone to make sure I can see everybody coming in. I know you're busy and I know that you are off getting ready for your day. So we don't want to hold you long. We want to get to the point, make sure we address some of the topics and just have a conversation. And even if you catch this on the replay, please, by all means, if you catch it on the replay, add your comments. I'm looking forward to your suggestions and your viewpoints. And I am also interested in your questions so that I can get back to you with those answers. Um, so let me see. Okay, yep. Awesome. So if you're coming on, again, I'm Yvette Owens, known as the Business Ambassador. I help people to move beyond where they're dissatisfied. They're feeling stuck. To I help leaders to be able to create cultures that are healthy for everyone, themselves and those that they work with. So please share. Please share. And I can watch that here while we talk this morning. So we're talking about transformational leadership versus transactional leadership, transformational relationships versus transactional relationships. And there has to, when we bring clarity around that, we want to talk about the differences and where they can blend, where they should blend. When's the appropriate time to use one versus the other? I know we all have a tendency to prefer one thing over another, but sometimes there are times when you have to be transactional or versus transformational. So let's talk about that. Transactional leadership is really it's an exchange. It's really motivated by incentives, rewards, or punishment. You either do it or you don't. And if you don't, obviously there's a punishment involved. It's usually around compliance. When we talk about it in an even a more deeper personal level, a transactional relationship could look like this. I'm asking you to come on board because I need you for a specific thing. It's not about you becoming better or me becoming better or us doing some great things together. You have a strength, you have a network, if you will. You have a network, you have some resources that I need. So we enter into this transaction or into this relationship so I can get what I need and I can finish a task. I can get the job done. That's what a transactional relationship looks like. Okay, it's about rank and position. You know, there's a hierarchy, and people really stick to that hierarchy. So you can't. It's not about just having open conversations necessarily. It's really about this is what I say, do what I say, comply. It's short lived because it's reactionary, if you will. And again, the rewards are usually around pay or promotion. Um, you know, I promise to give you this in exchange for your skill set. So that means it requires a lot of supervision and oversight because people aren't motivated within themselves or inspired within themselves to really complete the task or to contribute. Let me say that. Because when you come over and you step over into transformational relationships and leadership, it is all about the entire group, everyone involved coming together to not only maybe the what you're trying to go after, the product you're producing, the services you're providing has already been defined, but how you're going to do that, you look for everyone to contribute to that. And the leader does that through vision casting, right? Really casting the vision, making sure people are very clear on why we're here, what you see, what you're hoping to achieve, what's the expected outcome that you want. And then people gravitate to and are inspired and motivated to share and contribute to that vision. Um, they're inspired or motivated to give their input or to do their very best to make sure that they're holding up their end. So they recognize as well as you that they do come with a certain skill set. They come even maybe with that network, but I'm investing and I'm imploring you to bring that to us for the greater good of all of us and not just, hey, I got to finish a job. I need you to get that job done. And so you come and do that job. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So everyone leaves in a transformational relationship with higher self-esteem. They leave feeling better about themselves and what they've contributed. They leave better feeling better about the leadership because the character of the leader has helped them to realize greater character in themselves or allow their character to really shine, to come forth. It's less about, there's less requiring about supervision, less supervision required because people are self motivated. People are motivated by the vision. People are motivated about where we're going and how we're getting there. It's not just about finishing a task. So, again, in a transformation, it's very relational. I care about where you are personally, not just about where you are in the effort that we're working towards together. Because if you're not in a good place personally, then that impacts how you show up for what we're trying to do together. That impacts the way you show up to collaborate, if you show up to collaborate at all, or if you start to back away. In a transactional relationship and leadership, that's not the case at all. I'm just expecting you to be there, do what you need to do, and all that other stuff is really unimportant or less important. I wouldn't say people who manage from a transactional perspective don't care at all about people. Of course they do. I'm sure they do in some fashion. But when they're going about completing what they have in front of them, they're looking for you to just be there, bring the skills that I need for this specific task so we can get this job done. Now, there are leaders, and too often we find leaders solely doing transactional, and they'll, when it's not just about that. So there are some environments, there are some assignments where you do need it. This is the job. We got to get the job done. It's great if you have people there who you already have a relationship with and they understand that. And for this time period, look, we just got to get all hands on deck, get this job done, and get going. So because you have to maybe meet there's maybe a compliance issue, or you have to just fill a gap rather quickly. So it's something has caused you to have to buckle down, and move forward and say, this is what we need to do. give that direction as a leader. This is what we need to do. This is when we need to get it done by, and this is the quality in which we need to achieve in doing that. There are many times that we have to do that as leaders. We should not use that as our default day to day perspective unless our job, unless our environment calls for that. Um, I'm thinking like governmental jobs or jobs where we're creating things that in order to maintain that quality, you just need to make sure that everybody's just follow these steps that we've given you, follow these rules, and then just keep making sure. So you need to that leadership oversight becomes important because of the quality that you need to ensure that's happening. You need to make sure everybody does do step 1 through 10, doesn't skip from 1 to 8 and then go back to 2, because even the order in which you do it is important. That's transactional. We really want to be able to, and transactional, you sometimes as a transformational leader, you have to do those things. It just comes with the territory, right? You have to sometimes fill a gap. It's very, and again, think of transactional leadership as being reactionary. When you're going for the broader perspective, when you're going for the longer term, when you're going for really building commitment and you're developing, um, you really we want to be more transformational and less transactional. Because as you paint the picture as to where we're going, where you're going, as you paint that vision, as you say, here is what we're needing to develop, and you get everyone's input, you're going to get a greater product, a greater service as you give space for everyone to contribute so that you reach a far better outcome. So some would think that that takes a lot more time. It does not. It does not take a lot more time. It's in your daily communication with the people who are involved. It's painting the picture as a leader and giving them, empowering them with the opportunity to contribute, to speak into that vision, to bring their ideas, because they do have experiences. Maybe they've been working with this product or this service and they see and are receiving feedback. That's not something that you might have as a leader, but they do because they are interacting with your customers or your clients. They're interacting with those who you're trying to improve their life, or even in ministry. They're the people who are working with those who have come to your ministry, who you want to help build up and make whole and help to increase their capacity to be able to succeed. Those people on your team are interacting with them. So, in a transformational, we inspire by speaking into the people around us. Here's where we're going. Here's why. Because if people don't understand the why and what's in it for them, then they become more transactional than transformational. So we want to make sure that we're being transformational as much as possible, engaging people around us, inspiring them, empowering them. And when we do that, not only do the people we're working with change, but we change as leaders. And so then we're all growing together. It's the relationships and the roles and the responsibilities equal the results, right? Again, I'll say that again. Relationships, roles, and responsibilities equal the results. And so the more we have more engagement because we have healthy, strong relationships, and that doesn't mean that people always agree with everything we say. That means that we have a strong enough relationship that we can receive information, we can receive their feedback, we can receive their contribution and be open to considering it for us to get to the greater results that we want. Okay, so engaging, inspiring, empowering people, caring about the people who are around you so they can be their best selves in that space. So I'm not about it. So it's not, and I'm emotionally intelligent about where they are at any given point. I can feel where they are at any given point so that, again, our relationship plus the roles that we play and the responsibilities that we have yield the greater results that we want. So, those who tend to fall into in the transformational, people know that they care, people know that you're glad that they showed up. And transactional, people can have a tendency to feel like they're being used, that you don't really care about me, that you just want this job done, and once the job is done, that's it. So I would encourage you move more towards the transformational leadership and transformational relationships, so you get something far greater than what you even planned, right? Still staying within the scope of what you're doing, but it will be a beautiful thing, and only result to those transactional type of situations, that transactional leadership style, when you absolutely need to, when you need to react to a circumstance. And you just need to clearly give people direction so you can get over that hurdle and then continue to develop and grow your business, grow your ministry, grow your movement. So I'm hoping that this is helpful. If you have any questions or feedback, please put it in the chat. Again, I work with people who are really feeling stuck and not satisfied with where they are, and some of it is because of some of the styles of leadership or the environments they are. You can still thrive in those, in either environment, as long as you know where it is. But we want you to move from surviving to thriving, to get you in the right environment where you can be your best self. And if you're looking and needing and wanting to work with me further, I'll put my contact information in the comments, and you can please feel free to reach out to me. I offer the ability to have quick chats. We can get on a call for a quick 15-20 minutes and talk about where you are personally, and where you can maybe make some adjustments, and we can see how we can help you there. Again, it's been my pleasure to join you on this special episode of Company Culture with Yvette C. Owens on this Tuesday morning. I hope you have a grand day and a fantabulous, I made that word up, and fantabulous week. And until Thursday, look out for my podcast on Thursday. And I'll talk to you real soon. Have an awesome, awesome day. Thank you.